Okay, so we are out here. We're at a secret swamp location that we do some of our mud testing in. And so you guys have seen the mud race series. And we've always had Graham's trusty Rincon 680 that you just saw, the 09 Rincon. And now we have a competitor, a single cylinder 700 Yamaha Grizzly SE. Albeit it's 10 years newer, but we are going to have a all-out battle and see who can make it furthest into this swamp. I don't know how far we're going to go. Graham's got similar tires to these tires. He's got a square tire setup as well, so they're matching front and rear. And we're going to do a little shootout here and just see which ATV goes further out into the mud. Once we get there, we're not sure how we're going to get out because I've been using Graham to get me out. We'll figure that out when we get there, but we're just going to both pull the trigger and see who goes the farthest. And one of us might go 5 feet or we might go 500 feet. I don't know. We're just going to keep fighting for it. So we're doing it for fun, but it's a little bit of a battle as well. So it's the Honda versus the Yamaha right now. We'll see who wins.
Good luck.
Yeah, I'm not even taking my glove off. It's like pulling birds' nests out of every area you can find. Except there ain't birds living in here. Oh, this axle, dude. I'm going to need an X-Acto knife or maybe a Sawzall. The A-arm guards did their job, tell you that much. But there is some serious... What would you call this, Graham? Skeg?
Yeah, it's like a skeggy swamp bottom.
I think actually I ran over a Honda midway down underneath there.
You got traction?
What's that?
You said used it for traction?
Yeah, I use them for traction, you're right, yeah.
Yeah, sure. I thought these were square tires, but they're not.
No, it's
I
not
told you that, yeah. For
Honda
some
guys.
reason I thought they were.
Honda guys lying to us all the time, eh? Telling us stories.
Got an 800.
Caught a fish last week, it was 21 pounds. 8-pound test. The back. We may have brought something with us. Crazy underwater. It's like electrical wire. It's like it's strong. It's like Cousin It from the Addams Family. It's just draped everywhere. Thick, eh? She's thick, eh?
I think it's a lot worse than mine.
Well, I didn't stop. I just kept going.
Oh, dude, it's like.
See this stuff? This stuff is
yeah.
really,
I thought
really.
that was part of the bike.
I know it looks like it too, doesn't it? And it doesn't snap or anything. It's literally like heavy cord.
Yeah, actually.
Is she caked? That doesn't look as bad as it could be. All right, so Graham, we sort of did a head-to-head battle there. I know it's not exactly fair, but I think your tires are pretty. Sorry, I said they were square tire setup earlier, but they're not quite. But they're still, like, they'd be comparable to this tire. Very similar lug, very similar everything else. But I think one thing that you picked up on right after, because I made it all the way across the swamp to the last 5 feet, and I had to winch up the side because it got a little greasy there. But, I mean, I didn't expect that I was going to make it even a quarter of the way across there. I just kept going. The only other vehicle we've taken across that is an Argo, and it even took some time to get across. So I'm actually really impressed with the 19 SE Grizzly. But you made a good comment, which was what?
I think what really set that apart from this is the ground clearance.
Yeah, so the Grizzly's got almost a full foot of ground clearance. I believe it's 11.5 inches. Maybe it's 12. It might actually be 12. But that gets me across a lot of stuff. And even though, like, you know, it's a good sized mud tire, the Zilla's all right. It's not bad, but I mean, you're not talking about like a Mud Mayhem or, you know, an Executioner or something like that. It's not that big of a mud tire. So it does start to lose some traction in the really greasy stuff, but because it's got all that ground clearance, all I had to do is just take my foot off the side, push down to some solid bottom or a lump of something, and it just kind of keeps going and keeps working along because it's not getting hung up on the stuff that I expected that it would.
Yeah, it worked great. I was surprised how far you went.
Yeah, I was actually really shocked. It worked good, and at the end of the day, we fared out really well. The only thing I got is one slightly loose grip because I think I put a lot of mud inside that little end hole, and besides that, the Grizzly is actually turning out to be a really, really capable mud running ATV. I don't think it's in the class of the XMR or the High Lifter or anything like that. Not quite up to that level, but I mean, if you're looking at buying a stock Grizzly and you want to do some accessories to take it out into the mud, I'd say just go buy yourself a 2019 SE.
Yeah, that's all you need.
Yeah,
It's
it's got
for fun.
and put a winch on it. That's the other thing, because we used it a couple of times, but I don't know. I'm pretty impressed with it. What do you think?
I'm super impressed.
Yeah.
For a little single, well, I guess not little single, a big single.
Yeah.
It works pretty good.
Yeah.
I was really surprised.
We might have Graham upgrading from being the Honda guy to the Yamaha guy one day.
We'll see.
Don't hold your breath.